1 year ago, I shared a big art supply haul and I said I'd use everything. But did I? Today, I'll show you exactly which supplies earned their place in my studio, which ones I regret, and the surprising few I've had to rethink completely. We've all bought supplies thinking they'd be game changers. But looking back a year later shows the truth. What actually helped me grow and what actually just sat in my studio without being touched. In this video, I'm revisiting my 2024 haul and asking, will I still buy these again today? In a previous video where I shared the things that I bought in year 2025 from January to September, if you're curious about that video, I'll have it in the description below, because being raised in Japan, having very limited space as well as the concept of danshari, if you're bringing in something, you're also letting go of something, and also keeping the things inside of your space that isn't been used is basically not giving life to it, and everything has its place, so to speak. I'm doing a favor to the tools, the supplies, to live a life that it could possibly be appreciated with somebody else. Let's go through the art haul of 2024. So this one, the Sinalia oil pastels, I love them, absolutely love them. So we're looking at beginning of January up until now, which is end of September, but I've only used these and these only twice. And this paper, I basically only used it once. I absolutely love them. If there was one brand that I would use for oils, I just love the butteriness of Sinalia, so I'm definitely using Sinalia. I think I've done, this one. This was for the Masters Reimagined series for Turner's one. So this is the study of Turner that I did, and I used the Neo pastels, and then I used the Sinalia after that. Unfortunately, I haven't used it. The art regret categories that I mentioned, let me read it, was superseded, which means like another thing did well. 2, didn't meet expectations. 3, trial and error, like project specific things. And 4, impulse buy and FOMO. And 5, not ready yet. And I would add another one from this video that I had specifically is the environment for the oil pastel, like even this paper, as well as this barrier cream and the Sinalia pastels. Basically, something superseded this. I have a whole video on the RNF drawing oils, but those do it for me, because as a watercolor artist that's working mixed media, I want the thing to fully cure, and they don't fully cure because they're mineral based, and RNF drawing oils are oil and wax based, so that fully cure things. So I'm kind of leaning into RNF drawing oils, so that's why the place for Sinalia has become less and less. So they probably have to go to the hold box unless I pick it up again within this 3 months. The Skin Safer, this was basically to cover up my hands before I use the oil pastels, and actually I use it when I use the RNF drawing oil, so definitely using that. And for the Gray Matters paper palette, I used this 2 times when I wanted to mix solvents and linseed oil with the RNF drawing oils, and even the oil stick video that I've done, I did use this. So yes, I have been using it. The Ecoline inks, how many times did I use it? Only once. So I've used it for one of the pieces that got me inspired from watching the movie Flow. So I've used it and I do love them. The reason why I didn't use it as much as I probably would wanted to is not ready yet. And what I mean is that because these are dye based and they are not as light fast, it means that I can't use it for any painting, because usually the paintings that I do, I want somebody to basically go to some house eventually. And these have to be like sketchbook pieces, but what's in my head to use them is actually pieces that are in my sketchbook that I want to blow up to like bigger sizes to sell as a print. And also like digitized, they're probably going into the hold. Now, I wouldn't say that they are not worth it. I love them, but it's a bit tricky. When I do have time to create paintings, it usually goes to just basically watercolor. So And the graphite grade that I got from Daniel Smith, this I am using so much. I just used it for the piece over there called Bakemono, Aren't We All, of my son. So I used tons of this. Like nothing comes close to what it looks like. The Derwent Graphite Tint Block XL box, I only used it once and it didn't turn out right. Then I didn't actually reach out to use it anymore. Maybe didn't meet expectations is the right one. I just felt like it might give me a different feel, but actually if you think about how graphites are, it kind of makes sense. I'll have to use this more, and I used it for an open studio figure drawing session. I might go back and try using it again, but that would definitely go into the hold section. This book by Chris Hong, I went back to it, but I would say I only went back to it maybe 3 times, but I think that's pretty okay. The only thing that I did get a comment saying they were disappointed with the fact that the explanation of her process is only a few pages and the rest is more like showcasing her work, which I think could have been more directly written or explained. But even if it's a bit of explanation, I still enjoy flipping through and getting inspiration. I'm happy I got this book. I also got the 16 by 20 board, and I haven't used the ampersand aqua board, but this will go into the hold section. But the thing is, I'm planning to do like a test around surfaces, and ampersand send me testing panels so I can test like varnishes and so forth. So it's coming. I'm probably gonna work with this in the next coming months. But that will go to the hold. The reason why is not ready yet category, which kind of sounds like an excuse, but it's coming. And then this black Sakura notebook, I only used it once, unfortunately, for this past year. I mistakenly bought it thinking that it was going to be a white sketchbook, but I was hoping that I would do more pieces, but I didn't. This was a test with the drawing oil, so I probably do more of these. It was like a cool thing to try out and get that other side of your brain to kind of work and kick in. Okay, and then the brushes. The Emily Hughes Craftamo brushes that I use for gouache, I repeatedly use it. I can't live without it. Gouache, I had some other brushes, but they're not going to be used. I probably use it for some workshops that I'll hold, but these are definitely the ones that I go back and forth, and I'm super happy with them. I bought some Rosemary & Co. travel brushes, and this artist roll that I got, it's really pretty. I used it only once, unfortunately, and these, like this one, you could see I never used it. This one, which I scrape off, I did use it in my trip. But so why didn't I use these travel stuff is basically when I go to the open studio, I tend to really paint big. So I use my big, huge flat brushes instead. So these don't get used. So how would I use them is the question. And it'll probably be if I go to like say a museum on a trip, I'll probably take these and start painting. So I haven't done that. I've been super busy with other things, which is another excuse. Probably, yeah, I'm not ready yet. Could be an impulse buy, let's see. So this will be going into the hold section. And then the Wonder Whites that I got from Blick Art. This is wonderful. I've been using it for the gold leaf, for putting on the adhesive. I've used it. I've also used this for very detailed things. And because it's cheap and it's a synthetic brush, I have no guilt in using it, so to speak. Like it's like that brush that I just go to when I'm scared of using something too nice. So I've been totally using that. That's a great buy. This is the Nick Allen brush set that I got from Rosemary & Co. And unfortunately, I haven't opened it nor haven't used it. And this ties into the next thing that I'll explain about the easel, but it's for oils, and I haven't touched oils for such a long time. And I was always thinking I'm not ready yet. And then that I would go out and paint outside because I can just open this area and paint outside, but there's like tons of bugs. And I don't know if I can do that. And with a kid, it's not the easiest to do because it takes time to dry. So Yeah, so that would go to the hold section. So a lot of holds right here. The only thing that doesn't go to a hold is this one, Gray Matters paper palette, graphite gray right here, and Emily's Craftimo brush with the two Wonder Whites from Blick Art and the Portrait Companion that I do look through. So that's basically it. Those are the only things that I went back to, which is a bummer. Actually, because I thought I'll use more of it. But let's see in the next coming 3 months. And you'll probably see videos if I've posted anything with oil painting or with this Eagle Line inks or these Sennelier pastels or this XL graphite tint or these aqua boards or these black sketchbook. But the thing is, we only have limited amount of time. I would like to talk about the Mabith 18 that I got. I did a video where I looked through all the things that I bought in 2025 from January to September and categorized them into 5 categories of why I haven't used it. But this one kind of touches the area of not ready yet, but also it touches a different category, which is I haven't set up the situation for me to allow myself to work on it. So a trolley, probably a stool, and also something that goes underneath here, then I think I would probably work more on this easel. The only time I worked on this one was when I painted the It's My Time. It was like a big one size imperial sheet size. I painted a deer for the first time and a landscape in the background. So that was the only time I really used it. So yeah. Quite a shame. And also I want to use this for oil painting, and that oil painting supplies is something I haven't touched, as I mentioned, for quite some time. What I typically use it right now is really for putting up frames or like unpainted paintings that I'm planning to start painting. So it makes me kind of remind myself of like, hey, you got to go back to this. The mall stick that I got in the video, this one, basically I haven't used it. Why? Because I don't typically feel like I have to use it for watercolor paintings per se, because when I go into the details, I typically want to work on a flat surface on my desk because it's easier to access. I probably haven't got the use of using a mall stick and vertically working on details, which I will use it if I were to paint with oil. So I'll have to see how that goes. This will definitely go into the not yet category, which then would go to a special box that I talk about that I would place on a hold for 3 months to kind of nudge myself to kind of use it, and if not, to let it go. This Epson printer, yay, hooray. This one I use after every artwork or experimentations that I do. So yeah, I've been using it completely on a regular basis, and I just love it. I was very worried with the Klimt inspired piece, whether the gold leaf would come out really nicely or even my neon colors will come out nicely, and it picks it up, so I'm very happy with it. Definitely a keeper, and I would buy again if this were to break or something. So this has been my lovely baby that I've been using over and over again. Well, I think this video will help you a lot with how to separate or categorize things, but also help you to welcome things into your studio. So one is, I might need this, maybe this could help me, and so forth, is okay, but put them down. And basically I think the second bit is like, wait for a bit more and see if you really need that, if it comes back time and time again, and it's one of the things that will probably change your creative processes. And then 3, buy them, but also check up on it whether you're actually using it, and then if not, separate them into categories. And then if that hold box doesn't get used, then it's time to let it go to somebody that would use it. Look into this video that I give you helpful tips. So happy creating. Is it going all the way? Oh my God.